Yo, what's good? We back, we live. It's your boy, Triple P, Paul Pickett Podcast. If y'all on YouTube right now, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button in that little right hand corner. We about to get into a few things. NBA first, and I'm gonna end it off with NFL. First, I'm gonna get into the Russell Westbrook, James Harden trade, which really doesn't make too much sense, except for maybe for Washington. That's the only people it really makes sense for. Because, like, if you're Houston, I mean, John Wall hasn't played in 2 years, so we don't really know what he has to offer right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little concerned with that. I don't think that keeps James Harden there. But for the Wizards, I mean, you got Russell Westbrook, Bradley Bill, Verton, they re-signed. They got that Denny Avadiva that they drafted, and they got Rudy at center. So they got a nice little 4 or 5 right there. You know what I'm saying? Especially depending on what Denny does. I'm definitely thinking they're in the playoffs and somebody's out, probably Orlando. You know, for Houston, I still see James Harden leaving. I still see him going. I mean, because you know John Wall is cool and all, but he ain't played in 2 years, so we still got to see what he has to offer. You know, off-season moves. I'm gonna rank some of these teams, man, that made these off-season moves, or like who I think made the best off-season moves. I'm saying, my opinion, Lakers number one with their off-season moves. Um, Number two, I'm gonna say is probably Portland or Atlanta. Portland got Covington, and they got Enos Canner again, and I think they drafted somebody that's pretty good. Re-signed Rodney Hood. So in Atlanta, Atlanta picked up 2 starters in Gallinari and Bogdanovich, you know, picked up 2 starters, and they drafted pretty well. And the Phoenix Suns are going to be tremendously better with Chris Paul, definitely. And then it's the Milwaukee Bucks and Drew Holiday, man. I don't really see past that. I mean, Golden State made some moves simply because Klay Thompson got hurt and got Kelly Oubre, and I still think they got a nice lineup with Steph Curry, Kelly Oubre, Wiggins, Wiseman, and Draymond. So we can see what that's going to be. Um, with the Gordon Hayward to Charlotte, it doesn't make sense to me because I mean, if you're going to pay Gordon Hayward money, why not just keep Kemba Walker and pay him? That it just doesn't make sense to me that you pay Gordon Hayward, but you're not gonna willing to pay Kemba Walker. You know, so it is what it is. Um, I mean, training camps starting in a few days, preseason, and first game is like the 22nd. I got Lakers favored in the West and favored overall in the East. I'm gonna say, depending on what Brooklyn does, like my favorite besides Brooklyn would be like Milwaukee in the regular season and Miami playoff times, depending on what Brooklyn does. I mean, Raptors lost Serge Ibaka, and I think that's going to hurt them. I think that's going to hurt them, and they lost Gasol. I think that they lost the front line. They got to replace that. I don't know what they're going to do, you know. And Sixers, I mean, yeah, they made a few moves, but I don't really think it gets them over the hump and whatnot. Yeah, that's it, man. Nothing more to really say about basketball. I'm gonna get into NFL. Um, what do we got? I mean, what is there to talk about? What games we got today? We got Cleveland, Tennessee, Raiders, Jets, Jaguars, Vikings, Bengals, Dolphins, Colts, Texans, Lions, Bears, Saints, Falcons, Giants, Seahawks, Rams and the Cardinals, Patriots and the Chargers, Packers versus the Eagles, the Chiefs versus the Broncos, the Washington football team versus the Steelers. Then you got Buffalo Bills and 49ers and Cowboys and Ravens. What's the game of the week? What's the game of the week on here? For me, the game of the week to watch is Cleveland, Tennessee. That's the game of the week. I mean, the rest of these are kind of lopsided. I'm going Tennessee over Cleveland, Raiders over Jets, Vikings over Jaguars, Bengals and the Dolphins. Burrow versus two. I don't know. Two has got an injury too. I'm going to Bengals on that one. Texans and Colts. I'm going to Texans. Deshaun Watson been playing out his mind. Lions and Bears. I'm going to Bears. Saints, Falcons, Saints, Seahawks, Giants, Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals. That's actually probably the game of the week because that's for division position. Like Arizona wins that, they probably move up to number one in the division or tied for number one, which is crazy because Kyler Murray's second year already could be winning the division or already have his team in the playoffs. I'm going Rams, Patriots, Chargers. I'm going Chargers. Eagles, Packers, Chiefs, Broncos, Chiefs, no question. Pittsburgh over Washington. I'm going Buffalo over the 49ers and Baltimore over Dallas. Also, like, there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks like Sam Darnold and the Jets. What's going to happen with him? If Baker Mayfield doesn't win this game, I'm saying the Browns move on. Dolphins got to figure some things out. They might have put two out there too early. Bears got quarterback issue. I mean, there's a lot of quarterback issues going on. I'm saying Matt Ryan after this year moves on from the Falcons. Wow, New England. I'm saying Cam is not going to be in New England next year. The Eagles, even though they need to get rid of Wentz, they can't because of the money tied up. Broncos, I don't know if they're ever going to get a quarterback. Man, there's a lot of teams going to need quarterbacks next year. I know that much. You know. So that's really what it is, man. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button in the right-hand corner. Don't forget this podcast is also on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Amazon, TuneIn, and a lot of other platforms. You can just Google Paul Pickett Podcast, Triple P. We're going to try to pump out more videos, at least 2 a week, ramp it up. NBA is about to start back up already. We still got NFL, playoffs to be coming soon. And possibly the Super Bowl. We'll see how that goes, depending on COVID, because, a lot of people are testing positive for COVID, and basketball is probably gonna have the same problems. And we'll get into other sports too as well. But NBA and NFL is really my main thing because it's the main ones I really know. If college basketball gets more back into things in the swing of things correctly, we'll get into that. I'm a big fan of female high jumping and triple jumping. You might hear some of that. We'll throw in some golf here and there, depending on what Tiger's doing, and any other sports headlines that come out to be just really, really, big time. We'll throw them in there and, have a few discussions about it. And also be on the lookout soon for we about to come out with the music edition of the Paul Pickett podcast. We'll have the music edition and be like, a little separate from the sports edition. On the sports edition, we'll just talk sports, and the music we'll talk music. Follow me at on Twitter, Facebook, pretty much everywhere. We got a website coming soon. Definitely, like I said, hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. The podcast to also be on my Facebook, my Instagram, Twitter, and Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Deezer, and all that good stuff where you can go subscribe as well. Once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in with another episode of the Paul Pickett Podcast. I'm your host, Paul Pickett, and I'm out.